in the same day. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Let's see. Checking the audio. Yep, sounds good. Oh, leak Discord, that's fine. Let me ping Reno. There we go. That's good. Oh yeah, I should turn on stream mode on Discord as well. Ba, ba, ba. I also have some network activity for downloading, so I'm gonna check what that is. I'm gonna turn off the display for now. So I can just take a look-see. Is it Steam, perhaps? It is Steam. Please stop. That's fine. There we go. Right. So I almost decided to do some off-stream work, but then I just thought like, hey, might as well hit stream, right? Might as well. And what was I thinking? Yeah, so I'm gonna add stairs and, you know, the ability to rotate blocks. That should be fun. This is a bit different, I guess, because usually when I start streaming, I already have like some kind of a technical plan in my mind for what I'm gonna do. Um, and a lot of the times I've had like an like an approach that doesn't work. Like I've implemented some approach and it doesn't work off stream. I scrap it completely, and then I go on stream, and then I have the like correct solution in my mind. I Like it doesn't usually happen. It's happened at least one time, right? But this time it's like I honestly don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So first of all, I need to add the colliders to the stair block model thing. And I should maybe no, I'm not gonna port over the model creation thing yet. I'm gonna do that later. But for now I can just do it like this. Also, this is gonna be slightly different. Are these sizes? These appear to be sizes. Or no, these are coordinates. Yeah, these are coordinates. I could make it a bit more accurate to what I'm actually doing and make these sizes instead of like endpoints. I think that's all I have to do for that. Now they should be sizes. Because what is actually, am I doing that wrong? We'll see in a second. I don't have to think when I can check. Wow. Oh, that's the wrong symbol. If I make anything 0, it should then, yeah. This is way too small. Oh yeah, that's fair though. So this is the model for a cube, right? And if I check, it should match up with what I have in BS3 for el Kobe models block. Alright, this is block instead of cube. Fine. Yeah, 512 negative on all, and then 1024 on everything. Yep. So now we want to make stairs. So we just want a slab in this direction. And then we want a slab in this direction, and boom, we have a stair. Easy. Actually, I think I want to swap this. So this is here. This is here. I don't know which direction is like forward. But that seems good. I have these. Now I'm gonna copy that over. There's add box, new box. I'm just gonna copy paste this because there's a lot of this. And this is peak modeling. This is not really modeling, but anyway. Yeah, that should be good. I just don't have visualizations on this side, but the numbers seem to match up, so it should be good. Then I need to register this on the Rust side, and flycam. Like, yeah, I only need to just add it here. Not the materials, but the models. Wow! If I control drag here, it wants to do this, so next thing. I need to change the default raycast thing. Also, alright. I know what I want to do next. So I'm gonna make it so I don't have to recompile the Rust side every time I want to change what block the player wants to place. I think that's reasonable enough. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna supply the input stuff with like a selected block parameter. It's gonna be 0 and 0 for now. Then we go here. Which order do I usually have these in? So, where's block? Down. Material and then model. Okay. I like to keep these orderings consistent. Alright, material, then model, and these are both U16s. think that's that. Alright, input frame. Oh, no, no, no. Yep. Huh. What do I need default? Oh, because I have this here. Okay, okay, okay. Fair enough. Oh, I meant to go to line 90. Or, no, I meant to go to line 975. Imagine reading the stuff that you're reading. Wow. Nice. That works. Why do we even have a default thing for the input frame? Doesn't matter. Well, actually, let's see. What does happen? What happens if we do that? Nothing. We're not gonna do that then. Useless derived stuff. No, thank you. Let's see, I can probably get rid of this at some point, but you know, we'll see. Okay. When I pass that, now we're in Raycast City. What are we gonna do here? We want to set the block based on what we have selected. Yep. Does this just work? Okay. GG. That was not too difficult. Anyway. It's like... I'm gonna scoot this over. I'm not gonna show you my activity feed. XD. But this thing here... This thing is so annoying. Just... I hate anything blinking like this. Like, please shut up. Your UI, stop screaming at me. Please. And it's like, oh, shield mode, explore. I'm gonna click it. If I clicked it once. Okay, please. I just want the UI to be silent. Okay, now it's silent. I found salvation. Admittedly, I do have a different problem now. Like, if I full screen the OBS, it doesn't update like how big these windows are. You know, because why would technology work, right? That's fine. Anyway, so we have that. We just built. That's good. And yeah, now Raycast should do nothing because I'm trying to place air. Yep. Oh yeah. Wait, can I not place things inside of things? Can I not remove things? Anyway. Well, I don't have to recompile. I don't have to even reopen the game. I can just change both of these to one because I don't remember which one is which. And then I'll place white slabs. Hello? Why are we not doing anything? Did it not change? That is a bit concerning. That is a bit concerning. Build again. Let's build again. We go. That's the wrong thing, that's fine. And we launch the game. And now it places white blocks. Okay. I changed nothing and now it works. Did I forget to save this? No idea. Okay, let me comment this out and make sure this doesn't like affect the behavior. That would be wild. Okay, it's still the same. I was kind of expecting it to still be broken. If I change this to 2, do we get stairs or do we get nothing? We get slabs. Nice. Oh yeah, well, yeah. The next up is slabs in this list. And then now we get black stairs. Let's go. Let's go. And I can climb them. And everything works. Everything's fine. Yeah. Block placement stuff isn't the best yet. Oh yeah, culling is not the best either. Oh, true. I'm gonna write this down. BS3. Actually, no. I already have this. Right? Yeah, I do. I literally just didn't set the stuff. But I use these flags. That's a good question. I have these obstruction flags, but I don't think I use them. Yeah, that's the problem. Maybe. Now let's see. Where do we? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we need to actually set this array correctly. I'm gonna get sidetracked with that just yet. Ooh, that's a bit. Like, I get really low on the stairs when I go this fast. Like, I move forward so fast that, the view almost goes inside of the stairs. That's funny. I will need to modify that a bit to make it better. Right now, I want to make the stairs taller so I see if it's actually... if the view ever goes inside of the blocks. Almost. So true. But that seems cool, guys. Yeah, the camera definitely gets too low. Player is also moving too fast, but I think I should probably have like a max distance the camera can be from the real position so that this can't happen. Or is this a problem? I don't know. Smooth stairs, let's go. Let's put this to 2 and see what it feels like. I forgot I don't have the stairs that I built anymore. Well, anyway. Yeah, the problem is that I don't like how this feels. Like, this feels worse. Honestly, it's still the same visual effect. And honestly, I'm just being a schizo. There's no problem with the stairs. Oh, okay. Yeah, what have you been up to, Nikki? Does feel a bit too sluggish at this speed, in this economy, and everything like that. Well, I'm gonna leave it as it is for now. I'm gonna have to make the. I think the real fix is making the player slower. Holy, we're so fast. Fair enough. What are you distracting yourself from? Or the velocity stuff is right here. Let's go. Uh. Oh. Well, it doesn't sound too good if you need to distract yourself from brain activity, but yeah. Good luck. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I love that I made the limit long. Wait, is it that long? Holy. Yeah, now it doesn't reach anymore. Can't wait to implement double jump. Alright, fair enough. Oh. I don't know if this translates through the 60 FPS stream that well. If you're gonna look at anything like this, I like these stairs. Anyway. You say you're lurking, I immediately call you out. Yeah, let's go. That's the pro streamer attitude. Oh, hold on. Yep. It is good. So I need to make the occlusion stuff correct, and I think I will do that right now. Oh, it's here, but it's so far to the side that I just didn't see it. Okay, anyway. Ba-bum. Alright, so we have a model. I'm just gonna make a function for this as well. Honestly, I just want to copy these. Then we do this. God, I love multi-cursor editing. And that's like a thing where someone would be like, oh, ChatGPT is so useful. It can format the data. I don't actually know if anyone would use it for that. That's the shit talking imaginary people. Shit talking imaginary people. I'm sometimes really self-conscious about like muttering things, like just saying something and it's not clear at all what I'm saying. And when I realize that I've done it, I don't know what to do. It's like, do I just leave it or should I repeat it again? The real answer is just to not mutter in the first place, right? Yeah. Actually, I don't have to do this ask cast anymore. This already returns the correct type. That's good. And this should no longer... Yes, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. It no longer does the incorrect thing. It doesn't do the correct thing either, which is a bit sad. Oh, but that's because I'm ugly. No, I'm not ugly. But I'm incorrect in my stuff. Here we go. I actually need to tell this thing what to call. And I think it's on the bottom of the back. That should call things. Back is front, front is back? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Excuse me? Is this like... I selected front and back. Okay, that makes sense. No, but it might not be a stupid thing that I say. It's just I just say it unclearly, right? That's like the only problem. So I'm just thinking, like sometimes I listen to parts of the VOD myself just to like see if there's anything wrong with the video. Yeah. And sometimes if I listen to the video, like even I can't tell what I'm saying. And I said the thing myself, right? I should know out of anyone. But yeah. I guess I can say just, oh, I'm muttering, and then just like repeat it after saying that. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, now this... Okay. This is incorrect. I don't like that. What do we... Yeah, true. It is simple. Rebuild chunk mesh. How do we use the boolean? So we look at the other model and we take our face and we ask, should we call this face? Well, it kind of makes sense that it's inverted then. Because when the other block is asking, the other block is asking about their front. It's like, oh, should I pull my front on you? And then this thing here says, like on the stair, this is the front. Well, this is the back, and this is gonna be the front of the other block. So this front is asking, should I call myself when you are in front of me, right? And this block's data, well, the front is assigned to this, and it's like, yeah, you should call your front when you're behind me, and then it does. But it's like inverted logic. Well, I can gaslight myself, so it makes sense. I should probably change them though. Yeah, I'm gonna change them. I'm gonna change them. You know, I can just make them not suck. And I think not sucking is better than sucking in this context. So bottom and back. Boom, boom. Yeah, well, I mean, I just changed these, like the order of the array, right? Because the naming stuff is correct, I don't have to change the Rust code. And it just works. Wahoo! Yippee! And then this top of the block should be called. Yep, it is. Yep. I guess I should commit that. Also, I don't even have to change anything for the other things. Or, how's the slab? How's the slab doing? How are you? You don't call anything. We want to call anything that's on the bottom. And that's it. That's it. Okay. I want to commit. So let's check the cube. I think the cube has everything checked. This is cube, not block. I constantly search for cube. And then I have to rename it here. There we go. I can just control click here and it opens. Nice. The technology. I feel like I'm cheating by opening these like this. So, you know, I do like writing code and just having everything in code, but this is also cool, right? But I guess the need for this comes from this file doc. You know, like having to find things here. If everything was in text, I would just search like block or cube, and then I would have a struct with like all the fields. Yeah. Both are valid options. Alright. Now rotation after I commit. Please tell me they actually, yes. I really like when Git does this. I have no reason to like it, but I just like it. Null. Is it? Okay, I'm gonna give these a default value. I don't like that it's null. Make sure that it like touches the resources. Hopefully not everything is fucked now. Let's check. Nice. Still all good. Alright. I guess I also touched this, and it's kind of irrelevant. Uh, yep. Now, what do I have to say for myself in here? I did something else as well, but it's kind of tied together with this. Eh, that's fine. It's a bit of a misleading commit because there's more than the message would just suggest. Well, that's fine. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. Now we can do this. We can place these. I do also want to commit the player movement speed change right here. There we go. So now I want to have a thing where I can rotate these colliders and I can rotate the mesh. So at one point I was thinking, like, do I want to rebake all the rotations? Or do I just want to calculate them on the fly? And honestly, probably doesn't matter. I should just do what is the simplest to implement. Like the memory footprint and the, CPU footprint or like impact of those solutions are basically zero. Ay, ay, ay. I was thinking about how to specify rotation, but really it should be derived from where you are looking. Like if I place a block here, this should be facing this way. This way it should be flipped, 180 degrees. So the stairs should always, like, the lower step should be facing you. That's how that should work. I do like stepping up these stairs. It feels so satisfying. I can't tell you how much I like this. Such a small thing. But it's so smooth. Also, the movement feels good, but that's probably because I have no velocity. It's like you press the button, you go there. But for gameplay reasons, I'm probably gonna have some amount of like if you let go, you're gonna keep going for a bit, and same with starting your movement. Like having super rapid movement like this is not the best. Um, we'll see, we'll see. Anyway, rotations. Mm-mm-mm. Well, yeah, so the first thing is I have no concept of rotations in the chunks themselves. And I think the rotation stuff should just be in the block, right? Like that makes sense. I, I don't like that this is down here. So I'm just gonna yoink, yoink. And go here. I'm gonna place it right below chunk. There we go. There we go. What data type is this gonna be? I think I'm just gonna have a rotation enum. Right? There's gonna be a few states for rotation. Let's see. So no, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 like this way, and we also want to have vertically flipped versions. I don't know if I want to have horizontal rotation. Probably it wouldn't hurt. It's so difficult to go in this hole. Actually, that's probably like almost impossible without these. Because the player is sized exactly one block right now. So to get to one block like wide hole, you have to be perfectly in the center. Anyway. I guess I can just do this. This is a thing. Flip Y. And then we have going on to the enum here. Or is this just facing? Already have that here somewhere. Oh, enum face. I wouldn't be using any for the horizontal rotation, and not top and bottom either. I only need these. I guess it's a separate thing. I just do numbers here. Like, that's terrible. Can I? Am I allowed to? I'm not. Okay. How do I label these? These can always be renamed later. I was thinking. If I want to have like vertical slabs and stuff like that, then you could add horizontal rotation pretty easily. I'm gonna worry about that later though. That's like extra credit. Oh. Is it gonna complain about debug next? Oh, it complains about this. Should complain about debug, right? Yep. What do you mean? Oh, okay, these are not about that. This is different. That's fine. Yeah, so now all these are complaining about missing rotation, and that's valid. That is valid. Alright, 204, let's go. We are going to have... This is an enum, right? Yep. And I think this is correct. If we go here, this is the origin, and I think I'm facing the X direction right now. I could check it, but YOLO. Right? So the default rotation is X plus. So, yeah. Anyway, it can always be changed later if it doesn't make any sense. What else is there? Oh, that's it. Oh yeah, that was it. Lol. 7. Oh, already. Oh. Thanks for the follow, Nikki. Yay. I don't know why, but I felt like saying it like that. No, I'm not gonna go down that road. It was for that one sentence only, right? I was about to continue, but no. Actually, if I ever falter in my stance about not getting affiliate slash, well, I mean, I was about to say affiliate slash partner, but my ego is not that big, right? If I get the like affiliate thing, I hope that I keep my fingers off it, because that means that viewers get ads, and I don't like that idea. Right? If I falter and I, get affiliates and people get ads and I have channel points, one redeem should be that I have to like talk in like the Ubu manner. I think that would be fun. It might throw some people off a bit, but tough luck, buddy. It's gonna throw me off for sure. But I also could do like custom channel points, right? That's also an option. Yep, yep, yep. Their custom channel points with the bots is option. I am kind of waiting on a friend to complete their VTubing software. I don't think. Well, I mean, I might put up an avatar at some point. Probably not. I like the fact that my like facial stuff isn't being tracked, so I can just do whatever with that. Anyway, but I think they also have like Twitch integration stuff, which would mean that I can write my own stream tooling with that, and I don't have to worry about how do I interact with the Twitch API, because the Twitch API just seems like bad. I don't like it. It should be so much more simple. Like I can already open up a browser and I just have the messages come to me, right? So yeah. Anyway, that's a nice tangent. We want to go to Raycast. Actually, even okay. So you do the rotation somewhere here. Selected block. Oh, okay. Alright, this is not what I want to do, but that's fine for now. Like the raycasting should decide the orientation, not feed inputs, but fine for now. Yep. And now we can tell El Rusto side that everything should be flipped when we place it on the raycast. It's not gonna work because I haven't implemented it yet. But I can at least start working on it. Please flip everything. It doesn't do it. Oh no, time to code it. Oh yeah, also I have to code in 2 places. Rendering and physics. Oh. Rebuild chunk mesh. I'm first gonna do it on the rendering side. Yep. So I'm just gonna rotate it on the fly, I guess. Mesh rack. Not build. Check. I'm building check spell. Fine. I guess I should borrow it instead of doing that. Oh, okay. Yep. What do you mean? Just after Atlas size? What do I do here? Oh, it's saying the incorrect location. Nice. Now that works. And we still have to do the actual rotation part. This comment is outdated. Home shift and let's go get out of here. What do we want to do now? How rotate mesh? Let's copy. Ba, 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 ba. Really? Oh, it's like transform vector space. There we go. Because we're doing more than rotation here. And look here on the Godot side, like I'm trying to be efficient and then like I'm using integers. And it's just convoluted. So I think if I was passing around classes all the time, like if rotation was the same kind of struct as it's here, I'm not gonna find it now. Actually, I am. Like if this was what I had with GDScript, I would have to benchmark this. Actually, really should benchmark this. I don't know if I will actually do this, but I wrote it down. If my fear would be if I use classes like this, the performance would take a hit because you know I'm like passing references, and if I actually want to clone it, I have to explicitly clone, and it's just like more baggage, more baggage than you have just with an integer, right? For Rust is compiled, so I can afford to like do this. That's my feeling. I don't know if it's actually true. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I meant to copy. Let's go. So I want to copy this, but I'm doing flip Y for now. Oh, okay. That's what I'm doing here. So I literally just multiplied by -1. Seems suspiciously easy. X times -1. And this probably has to be a float. Okay, yeah. So I do need to add curly braces. That's fair enough. Oh, okay. Okay, first of all, please do this. I guess I can just do this. Okay. Oh, I guess, yeah. Let's go. I love making horrible code just to see if it works and then clean it up later. Honestly based. What the f- Okay, that is incorrect. On multiple levels. I it's the anti-stare, you know? That's what this is. It's the anti-stare. Yep. So I need to flip the winding of the phases. I can do that with just manipulating the indices, I guess. It is a brow moment though. But the most important thing is that I do need to multiply this before applying the offset. Uh, I okay, anyway. This doesn't make any sense. Wow, duplicate code. I have plus offset twice. Oh yeah, I need to dereference. Well, plus offset. This map thing is probably gonna turn into a for loop. Calling it now. So it no longer goes to, you know, Fuckville, but it is still antimatter, and the obstruction flags are wrong. Well, we're getting there. And also, I think I want to do this a bit differently. I only want to flip Y. I forgot to compile. Did I even save? I did save. It should have built now. Yep. That I like that more. That's oh okay. I was stepping on this like slab and then getting on this. I was really confused, like why am I stepping up here? But yeah, it makes perfect sense. Oh. Okay, I think the first thing is to turn these into real matter instead of antimatter. Offset index array. Let's go. Oh. Don't you love how readable this is? Actual circus code. And the worst part is that I'm probably gonna have to copy it basically exactly like this. Oh my god. But I'm not. I don't have pillar rotation yet, so this is fine. I'm gonna have just this and this. 1, 2, 3. No, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway. That's weirdly specific. But also weirdly specific but also vague. Short content platforms, yeah. That's like vague. The slime cutting videos. What do you mean by that? What's an interesting analogy? I can't disagree, but I also don't know where you're coming from. Yeah, I'm not. Um, actually, the funny thing today, like sometimes on the homepage, I'll see like a few interesting shorts, and I'll open them up on separate tabs, right? I'll watch them and then I'll move on. I tried scrolling, right? I tried going to the next and to the next, and I see, like, I think I took a peek into the abyss that some people experience, and holy shit, that is a deep hole for your time, right? Your day just disappears. And it's like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I think I'm good. Just opening the few that I see on the homepage, watching them, and then, moving on. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I already have the long form videos, and I feel like those are a bit more valuable. Like, there's sometimes actual information there. But, yeah. And it's also like, if I watch some anime, then it's like you do get some kind of different value out of that, right? Um, like if you make something yourself, you can maybe adapt that thing that you experienced. But I feel like maybe in shorts also you get some of that. But I feel like it's way more. You spend the time and you completely forget what happened, right? Like you just enter a trance basically, and that's it. True though. Like what modern method of like hypnotizing people and achieving trance state and whatever. Fucking give them TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Then you would have to like, I feel like somehow take that content away and keep them in the trance. Right? But I don't know if that how would you achieve that? Right? That's kind of the question. But then would you be able to ask them things while they're looking at the content and like getting trance like answers, if that makes sense? I don't know. Anyway, wrong text file. This is the correct one. What do we do for indices? We do some mapping, which is cool. We're gonna wrap this in braces. And yeah, so we want to do the like chunks exact. Dude, I deleted the comment like a buffoon. I was like, nah, this is an outdated comment. Nope. It was exactly what I needed. But it wasn't for vertices, it was for indices. So I was half correct. Hold on. Also, I'm gonna show you what my chat window looks like. So this doesn't look bad, right? It's like small, but that's fine. I make the window bigger, and it's, it's so sad. It's so sad. It just doesn't do anything. Yeah. Um. Actually, let me try to like pop out the model and put it. No. Okay, I have chat closed for now. Wait. I'm gonna reopen the doc. Chat. Let's go! It's now big. Alright. Let me read what you said. Uh, well, yeah. Also, Creeper, your first message. No way. Holy shit. Live twice in one day. I kept in my head reading it. Live twice in one day. And even when I was saying your message out loud, I almost said live once in one day, or live twice in one day instead of live. Holy. Anyway, I'm clearly not qualified to speak at this hour, but I am qualified to code still. All right. Alright, yep. Yep. Want to do chunks. Chunk exact. 3. Can I do like this? Or is it chunks exact? No. Alright, let's look at Rust STD. Also, in one of my VODs, there was like a really annoying auto glitch at one point. I have no idea why it happened. But yeah. I don't know if I would have any way of preventing those. And I hope it was only that one time. Chunk exact. It's on slice. What about iter? My love. Do we not have chunking here? No. Oh. I know one way of doing it. Oh, iter tools. Alright. I think my dreams are dead. Anyway. So we're gonna do a thing here where we just write code instead of trying to write functional code. How about that? What do I call these things here? I meant here. Libre direct extension. What is that? Enlighten me. Oh, these are just arrays. Oh, that's ugly. Wait, can I guess. Alright. Can I do and here? I kind of doubt it. I'm gonna try it anyway. Oh, this is still... I don't care about you. Yeah. Let expressions in this position are unstable. Wowie. So I have to do 2 of these and 2 of these. Alright. Have a good one, Nikki. Hopefully everything goes well. But yeah, see you later. Not gonna lie, Nikki's message like made my eyes divert towards the chat, so I'm gonna read your messages now, Creeper. Redirects to open source front ends. Oh. Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were coding. So no, it's still... Yeah, well, fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. So if you try to access some absolutely proprietary service, then it will just automatically redirect you to an alternative, which is fair. Nice. I made a Twitter account just so I can view like some people's or companies like thing. Right? I know. Don't worry, I don't post anything. It's not... I don't think it's traceable back to me. I'm pretty sure I use like a temp email service or then like a fucked email alias on my domain. But it's like if I know there's been some event or thing related to something, then I'm like, okay, they probably made a tweet, right? This is like a pretty universal thing. It's pretty convenient that kind of everyone is at the same place, right? Like that's the only value of Twitter that I see. And community notes can be funny. But so I go to their profile, this like company or organization or person, and then the first tweet is like from 2018. It's like, what the fuck? Why? Why? Why isn't this chronological? Like, please. And it's like impossible to find anything without an account, right? Like, yeah, they got me, dude. I sometimes want to find information from Twitter, and it is not possible without an account on the official site. So, yeah. I did. Knitter has not worked for me. At least at some point it didn't work. I did use it at some point. I I don't mean like it didn't work for me personally. It just didn't work. Period. Right? I just couldn't use the site. I don't know why. I don't remember why. It just didn't work. I am personally not inconvenienced by having a Twitter account that I don't post on. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, or I just, well, too bad. I guess the only thing is like, oh, they can track me better. I don't care. What are they gonna do with that data? Fucking show me ads? As if. Sell it to someone? Fair enough. Anyway, what are we doing rotations? Append mesh. Earlier. Uh-uh. The only thing that I don't like is that I'm indented this far in. Well, eh. Or, you know, what a separate function? The index offset stuff? Also, I have this here. Entirety of the for loop stuff. And this is not a for loop, first of all. This is not a for loop. I'm just calling next on an iterator. Yeah, you facts right. I find that really funny. Alright, I'm gonna have this on my second screen for a bit. To answer your question, no. um, it's like I would maybe have this as a separate function. This, it's just why? When I'm going here and just reading the code, it's like okay, so um indices, and then oh, it's this function, then I have to find the function and you know read the function. I would rather be here than have to jump somewhere, right? Where's my cursor, please? All right, and look here how I'm defining this function. Like I'm starting the function declaration this deep in. I could move this out of here, right? That would be the easiest answer. But I don't know, I like defining functions like in the middle of code. You know, well, okay, so it's not hating myself. It actually relates very closely to the thing that I just talked about, right? So if I made this a separate function that's somewhere else, I have to jump that somewhere else place in order to like read the code. And I can't just go from top to bottom to get a picture on everything that's happening. Right? I don't like that. I just don't. I would rather just go through, just read the code, and I get a picture of everything. Like here, the only thing that I dislike is this thing. Like this is pretty meaningless. Well, it's whatever. Then I will move it out. If I need this somewhere else, I'll move it out. And then I'll use it somewhere else. But most likely I don't need to use this anywhere else. Like this is a very, very localized function. Right? And so I go here, you know, I'm in here, like mentally, okay, we're going through every block. And now we have a function for appending meshes. And here we have everything that it does these manipulations. And we go down a bit. right? So there's some boilerplate stuff here. Oh, we're going through every face, whatever. And uh, where do we have this? Where do we actually append the mesh? Here we append the mesh. Like, there's just some stuff here. And the reason it's a function and not just code is because I have two places where I do this. Right? And initially I thought, oh, I was gonna have duplicate code. This would be a nightmare as duplicate code. And I don't think I'm turning you into a rubber ducky, right? I really wanted to say that you're already one, but you're not. But I'm turning you into content, baby. Let's explaining my decisions. I think that's interesting on some part, or like on some level. Also, I kind of hate that I said that. Well, anyway. Yeah. Talking is fun. I don't know. But this is just the way that I prefer to have my code. I do like how it's almost perfectly centered. Like this line here feels like a little more here than it would be centered. Can I change the justification here? I don't think I can. Ay. Anyway, let's actually do something. Oh. So what do we do now? We say that indices dot push. We do this 3 times. We chant into the mirror 3 times. What are the magic numbers? The magic numbers are if flip y. We are doing I okay. I have to do mental math here. So 0 becomes 1. We do index 1. Then we do index 3. And we do index 2. And here we do just 1, 2, 3. So these have numbers, but I have no idea how I can like access those. Like I would love to like press Control and 5 or something. But I don't know how I can do that. Alt and 5? Wait. Alt and 4? What? Okay, it's Alt and the number. Oh, okay. I pressed Alt and 6 the first time, and I thought that I pressed Alt and 5. Lol. What? I need to dereference. Is it fixed? I need to just make my own cargo format command that center aligns the text. Oh my god. How would indentation work though? Um, 'Cause everything would be at the center. Would you have like space in the middle? No. I was thinking that you would have like you know how there's justify Like it's not center, but it's justify. So you have your code on justify, and then like the box for the justifying, like the default size becomes bigger and bigger as they have more indentation. Holy, my voice began to die. Yeah, as you have more and more indentation, like the box for the justification area gets bigger until you like reach the edges or something. I already built. Nice. Let's check if it works. I don't know. Let's place the block size. Oh. What do you mean? What do you mean? It was like comedic how fast I got to know that it doesn't work. Oh, I'm not I'm not looping. I'm not looping. In fact, I did tell you I'm not looping, right? I did say that. I'm gonna stand up for this. I'm gonna open Twitch and clip it. If you want to clip something, you can clip. I don't know if actually the I don't know if you can disable clipping, and I don't know if I have it enabled. But yeah. On Twitch, there's like a button for it. Skill issue though. Oh, rip. I'm gonna write that down for myself. Well, you can always later go to the VOD and clip it there on YouTube. Actually, I don't know if there's a clip on there. You can always download the VOD, right? You can download the portion that you want. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we need to loop here. Can I just turn this into while? Am I a criminal? I might be. Not a good criminal, though. Not a good criminal. Oh, we got two faces. Let's go. Does this loop at all? Okay. Gonna bust out. Oh, actually, I don't have to do while through. I can just do loop. Then here, I say break. That should be good. Oh, I'm dumb. There should be else. Please, pretty please work. This doesn't want to. It really just doesn't want to. What am I doing wrong? I could Control Z until it just works, but that would kind of undo all my work as well. Actually, I'm not even sure if I can, because I did cargo format at one point, and I refresh the file whenever I do that. So yeah. So let's see. Oh, do you see this? Do you see this thing where it says plus index offset? See this little funny thing? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that here. And I would bet that while let is actually a valid pattern. Imagine not doing the thing that you were doing before, and your code breaks because of that. Yep. I'm so glad I can just view the diff like this. Yes. It is no longer antimatter. It's just the polling is wrong. Like the obstruction flags are wrong and the polling is wrong. And the collisions are wrong. Yeah. It's like unstable though. It's correct, but it is unstable. Right? At least it looks like that, because the top face is missing. It's not fully solid yet. But it's transitioning from antimatter to matter. That's for sure. Holy. We need to take into account flip y here. How do we get the other block though? Oh, we do that. Okay. I think the easiest thing is to have a function that allows me to rotate faces. So I give it a rotation and a face, and then it will give me the correct face. I think that's what I will do. And I think that actually will be a global function. Bum bum bum. Yeah, and I will make it just return a new face. True. I mean, I'm only on level 1 indented functions right now, right? Be glad that I'm not defining another function right here. Be thankful for what you have. This is a threat. I predicted. I predicted the question. Or then you just send the message because I said that. Both are funny. Anyway. How do I actually want to rotate these? That is a very good question. Ba, 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 ba. Do I really just map out every single possibility? I could try to have some logic, but wrong brace type. How much code am I gonna have? Where's the face struct? Or enum? There's 7 of these. Me no likey. How many rotation states are there? The way I did it before, basically, like, I ignore these with some math, and then this is just a, like, +1 operation or something. But yeah. I, let's go. You know, I'll just write everything, and then if I can make it better later, so be it. Top, bottom, left. Top, bottom, front, back, left, right. I think that's the order. Left first. Doesn't matter, but I'd like to keep the order consistent. Top, bottom, front, back, left, right. Top, bottom, front, back, left, right. Yep. Alright. Okay, so for top and bottom, that's pretty easy. Um, what? What are you complaining about? Oh, I don't have arrows here. You know what I also love? This. Oh. Can I just say face any and it will just return to face any? Okay. Clap. Yeah. So this is a special case. It will never be rotated. Probably, you know, if I, how would I say it? Like when we have stairs, this inner part, no, it's flipped. I wonder why. this part here is part of the quote unquote any mesh, right? I guess if any of the faces of the stair are unobstructed, then this should be rendered, right? That's the logic. And it's not the direction, it's just there. So we don't have to worry about it in the rotation function. But that's... Yeah, and top and bottom don't have to care about horizontal rotation at all. It just doesn't apply to them. So I can leave the worst part for later. Wahoo! I love the to-do macro or thing. I don't. This is not a macro. It's just. I guess. I think these are called macros. As they have the exclamation mark after them, and if you do like. I don't know if this is how you print. I actually forgot. But that's also like a macro, and I call something else like under the hood. But yeah. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna take a real quick bathroom break. But I do want to put up a timer because I'm proud of the fact that I made a timer. Let's go. It's gonna be like 3 minutes maybe. Label. There we go. That's 3 minutes. Bear beep. I didn't even take half the time. Let's go. Let's go. True. You know what I was thinking? I could make a thing where if this reaches 100%, then it will like go over the bar. And you know how in Undertale you have the lesser dog, and you have like funny interactions when you pet them too much and like the head goes off screen and back on screen. Undertale, minor spoilers by the way. Um, I could do something similar with this bar and like make it funny. So if I'm late, it'll be entertaining at the least. I care, but not enough. Not enough to like go and edit the VOD to give people a warning. Um, to be fair, if I gave some major story spoilers, then I might care enough. I would hate to like look at some stream VOD and then just have that. Yeah, I know. Have that kind of thing happen. Um, I mean, do you realize that this bar is made in Godot, right? I can code stuff, and like I can literally just full screen this thing, and that's good. I could make it a window capture and stuff like that. Yeah, I could, but like this works, you know. And if I have funny stuff here, then I have funny stuff here, and it's just a window. I kind of like the charm of having it be just a window in a way. Well, and it's also like it just works. Centering is easy. So when it's a tiling window manager, it's okay, but when it's a floating window manager, it's cringe. I see how it is. I like the floating ones. To be fair, I kind of agree with you. Whenever I see someone use a tiling window manager, I'm like, God damn. Then I don't switch ever. I don't know. I should try it sometime, right? But I used Windows for way too long. Actually, no, I used Windows for the exact right amount of time. Um, because when I initially tried Linux, when I tried to switch, it was an inconvenience, right? And I heard Mint, like, I, I think I actually did I try Pop OS at some point? I don't remember, but I tried it and it just didn't work properly, right? And then one day Windows gave me the middle finger, and then I switched, and it's been good. I mean, I can't say the same thing that I did before, that it just didn't work. I tried to play Rocket League, right? And the frame rate just wasn't it. I was getting like worse performance on Linux. And to be fair, I think even now that is the case, that if I played on Windows, I would get better performance than with, yeah, Proton. But I don't know. I would have to have a side by side comparison to actually know, right? But what I do know is that if I connect my computer to a 240 hertz something monitor, it doesn't look as good as if I plug my Steam Deck into the same monitor. I just had a friend over on Christmas for like a LAN thing, and even though my Steam Deck gets even though my Steam Deck gets worse frame rate than my computer, it looks smoother, right? It's probably something to do with like FreeSync. Like that stuff does some heavy lifting to make the game look so much better. Like properly synced frames versus just spamming frames. Apparently, properly synced frames can just be better. I don't understand how it works exactly. It doesn't make sense in my head, but I saw it with my own eyes. And then I was thinking, okay, if I had properly synced frames and I had a lot of them, I don't know. Yeah, anyway. But I need money for components. I would say please donate, but I don't have a way to receive money. Haha. And I think it's okay. What do I mean to do? This is a lot of rambling. have these. Oh yeah, I meant to rotate the face. Yeah, I mean, or I could just set up a mono wallet. Wallet? What am I saying? Mono wallet. Right? Hey, you can convert Ko-Fi so it doesn't take a cut. But that the cut isn't the worst thing, right? It's like let's say I had PayPal. I mean, I do have PayPal, but let's say I had a publicly listed PayPal. People could chargeback troll me, right? And that's a problem. I don't think anyone would do that, but it's on me to not give anyone the power to do that, right? With PayPal, they can troll me. Um, like if I just had a Monero address, and Monero, by the way, I know crypto is cringe, but Monero is like acceptable, right? It's pretty good in my own opinion. Um, if I receive crypto, more specifically Monero, I can't be like fucked, right? Yeah. But it sucks, dude. Like I I hate I hate things, right? More specifically, I hate the fact that Monero is actually good, and you know, it's like crypto, and people be like, "Oh, crypto NFTs scam." Fair enough, they are. NFTs are a scam. Um, you know, fucking and then more specific, like NFTs are a scam. They're gambling. Most crypto is just about speculating about the price, which is a scam, gambling, whatever. Monero could become that, right? But the price is really stable. That's a good thing. And it's actually private, unlike basically all the other crypto that I know of. It's actually like utility stuff. Yeah. Um I'm I haven't looked too much into library. I'm not sure if it has any benefit um by being crypto, right? I guess the whole thing is that it's decentralized, but I don't know. I would have to look into it. There's two types of crypto projects, right? There's crypto projects that are made because crypto is cool in the creator's mind, right? And they want to ride the wave. There's those types of projects which are extremely cringe, and then there are some projects where it's like crypto just happens to be the technology to do the thing that the author wants, right? Those are cool usually, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if I go to my browser and I type at OD, then I have Odyssey search right here. I don't use it very often. Usually I do at YT YouTube search, but I do have it here. Yeah, I mean, because how would I say it? If I really wanted to switch to Odyssey, then I would change at YT to be the Odyssey search, right? But I don't want to do that. But if I don't have that search thing at all, then yeah, I'm never gonna use Odyssey at all. I mean, even now I don't use it, but it is more likely that I could use Odyssey since I have that search thing there. Now, I I sometimes think like about the future of the internet, right? And one thing that really is like dawning more and more on me is that sites just go down. Like services disappear, content disappears. And the only answer is having a local copy, right? And the only answer to preventing those local copies from disappearing is backups, right? And that's what I'm doing with SyncThing with friends to the backup thing, right? Like we share some disk space, and in return, our disk space is way more like stable, I guess. Like it won't go away. Like 3 computers have died at the same time, plus my phone, for the files to disappear, right? So it's like really robust. Um, there's only one missing piece to this puzzle, which is like I want to be able to make local copies of things easily. Yeah, I mean, I have staggered versioning. After a year, it will be gone. Yeah, staggered versioning is great. There's multiple versioning strategies. I like some stuff also, like my notes. They're encrypted on their computers, right? Like they can't read what I have, and if they like delete their local copy, then it's like, well, I just don't sync with them anymore, I guess, right? But yeah, yeah, but yeah, back to the like future of the internet, right? So I can see a future where like people see content, then they get it for themselves, they make a local copy, and then they can share that local copy with others, right? And that's how content stays alive. Like it's actually decentralized internet. Right? I hate the baggage that comes with the word decentralized. Like forget everything about anything that you have, attached to the word decentralized, and just imagine that instead of your video being on youtube.com, it's on your computer, and then you give it to someone else, like you give the file to someone else, and they can share that file with other people. Like that's quote unquote decentralized file hosting. You're literally just copying the file around, right? And you could make it user friendly, right? You could. You very, very well could make it user friendly. Did you watch YouTube poops when you were younger? Or like the Gmod idiot box? I watched the Gmod idiot box. It was fucking great. Um, I'm sure like older people at the time thought that it was rotting my brain. Yeah, yeah. MLG compilations, whatever. That's like the anti-black pill, the TikTok stuff. It does look a bit different, but yeah, it's like long form content versus short form content. But I think they'll be fine. Hopefully. Like, what am I gonna do? Right? Rip out their phones? Go on a spree? I mean, surely I have the answer, you know? Yeah, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That is true. But yeah. I do want to add to the Schizo talk. Um, like if you make a video, you can sign it, cryptographically, And then, yeah, like people have, yeah, decentralized identities, decentralized file hosting, and stuff just like stuff that people don't care about dies, right? It disappears just because nobody has a copy, right? That's fine. And some people are gonna be crazy archivists who save everything, or like lower quality versions at least, and that's also fine. But currently, like if there's a big site, how do they decide what to delete? Right? If they just need disk space, basically, it's not gonna be what people care about because that's a really hard metric, right? It's they're just gonna like either yeah, it's gonna be dumb in any way. But yeah. I want to say don't tell me what to do, but it's also true. What do I need to do? Conversations are fun though. Like the streaming isn't all about just coding on stuff. What can I say? Oi oi oi. I don't need this open anymore. Let's see. I should write more things down so I don't forget what I was doing. Oh yeah, rotating the faces. Nice. I've remembered it once more. Yep. A bit ugly, but who cares? I guess I could have done it here. Eh, it's fine. Did you really expect that readme.md would not be taken? But hey, to be fair, when I looked at unfair.gg the first time, it was actually not taken. And I looked it up on like Namecheap, and then when I looked it up the next day, it was taken. Actual real sad story. So I'm pretty sure it was Namecheap. I don't know if I looked it up anywhere else. Yeah, not NMC. Yeah, I know I'm diverting my attention again. Let's test it. Let's compile this at the same time. Did I come? Oh, block dot rotation. Do we have block here? Should. Hold on, let me just type it. Nice, that works. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's pretty easy if I don't have anyone in chat, I guess. Like, I can do it for an hour, approximately, and then I'm like, I just get tired, and then I do something else. Right? Oh, nice. I probably need JavaScript. Yeah, fuck it. Just show me. What is the unfair price they've set for it? They don't even list it. But it's like, dude, on. This is also, I feel like, speculative markets. Like, they can just put any price here they want. Dude, if only the people fucking selling the domains had to, like, pay a percentage of this price, every year. These would be way lower. And domain sniping would be way less of an issue. Like, holy shit. Actual dog market. I wish domain sniping was not a thing. But at the same time, then it would be like, oh, this is not for sale, I'm using it. Blah, blah, blah. You could just bypass the system. Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's like unfair.gg was completely free. It does not take it at all. So it was like the normal .gg domain price. So what I learned is, first of all, Namecheap can just fucking rug pull you. I'm pretty sure. They just see, oh, this is actually a good word. Yoink. Or then they like leak information and someone else's fucking snipes it. Um and two, you have to be ready to buy the domain immediately, right? Like if you look something up and it's free, you need to be able to buy it immediately, right? Or you will fucking get sniped. Like holy shit. I'm still so salty that I lost that domain. And I actually had a use case for it as well. Damn. True. Am I getting manipulated by like the fact that domains can be sniped to like panic buy them? Let's go. So I just realized these all have to return themselves for now. No, not the same. You know what my vision was? My vision was that I can have like so I wanted to have like 2v1 playlists in Rocket League, right? If you think about it, if you have like two very low level players and one very high level player, the high level player is gonna win, right? And at some point there's a balance where the games are well balanced, right? They're close in 2v1. And I just found that idea really interesting, right? And you need players. Um you need players to do that, right? And so having a good domain kind of helps that. It's like, oh, it's 2v1 playlist, unfair.gg, that's like perfect, right? It would be like the the thing would market itself basically, right? But yeah. And I haven't had like any other good name ideas for it. Um but yeah. And to be fair, the name is only like the start. Like I actually would need to implement the queuing stuff and whatever. But a good name always helps to get people in. But yeah, to be fair, if the actually I don't know. I was about to say that if the service is good, if the playlist just works, then the name doesn't matter that much. But a thing like that, it really is only reliant on if people get in or not. Yeah, but see how much longer unfair.neopathy.com is compared to unfair.gg, right? I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I need to go here. Okay, so this is no longer incorrect, right? This is matter now, but it turns the block under into antimatter. Okay, I'm gonna write that down for myself. Yeah, how do I make the block under not be fucked? I don't like this anymore. This has dawned on me how ugly that is. I thought that I wouldn't mind it, but I do. The bones a year, that's a great currency. Okay. Clang D? I have no idea what Clang D formatting is. Are you talking about like where I place braces and stuff like that? Because I just do cargo format. And it does everything. Yeah. Anyway. Have that. We Oh, I think I know why now, maybe? Let's see. Actually, I have no idea. They should ask about this face now, right? Oh, I see now. I think. Okay. Okay. I need the unrotated face as well. Where do I actually want to use the rotated face? That's a good question. Let's see. I actually need to understand this code, which kind of sucks, but you know, that's how life is sometimes. Hmm. No, that's fair. And we go here. We relaunch the game. Yep, it's still the same broken thing. That's good. I am on the right tracks. And this makes perfect sense. But I need to rotate this by the other block's rotation, not our rotation. So we think about the mesh building here. You have these stairs here, and you have this block under. You should be using its rotation to like carry the face and whatever, not the blocks above. At least I'm pretty sure that's the issue. Yeah. Yep. Um, I hope so. And yep, this shouldn't take long. I'm gonna wrap up soon. PM. Actually, I didn't even notice that I got this late, not gonna lie. Okay. Ooh. I do it like this. Get this. Bada beam. Bada boom. Please don't scream at me. I'm positively surprised. Does it just work? I'm hopeful. I feel like a fucking winner right now. You have no idea. I actually looked at my own code and comprehended it and fixed it. That feels good. Oh, I'm gonna also test having this stairs the other way around. Yeah, that is true. False. This is truly the UI for picking what blocks you place. Just modify these arguments on runtime. Yeah, it does pull his face. That's cool. I still have to do, um, like, I don't rotate normals apparently. This is a bit fucked, I think. Yeah, this is indeed fucked. I need to rotate normals. I need to rotate the collision shapes. Yeah. What am I adding? Accurate weather simulations when I get a publisher that gives me €1,000,000 to do that. And then I'll consider it, you know? Anyway, BS3 rotate normals, rotate colliders. Did I say anything else? Rotating normals and rotating colliders. Oh, and then horizontal rotations. My last to-do list was block selection, stairs, parentheses rotation, and then lights maybe. I'm gonna bring block selection here and then write lights eventually. Yeah. This is what I wrote for myself in my markdown document. Yep. I realized that it's a bit silly, but yeah, big document, all the thoughts are there. I don't want to leak stuff. It's right over here. Woo. Yeah, I'm just gonna make the commit now. Why do I have a space here? Okay. Nice. I love having these like garbage changes like this. Just not gonna commit them and everything's fine. Why would I? If you can give me a legitimate reason that, you know, would make my life better, then sure. I know, just so you know, you can see the source, but it's like, it's going to be a closed source stuff. I'm like pretty sure. So, did I do cargo formats? I didn't. Kids, always remember the cargo format before you push your commits. And also always remember to go through the commit to see what you changed. At least that's what I like to do. I just realized that doing cargo format fucked this. I don't have the braces anymore anyway. I'm just gonna have to add them later. I don't want that comment here. This is true. I do want to remove this line. Yeah. I love this pattern. While-let and then two if-lets. Yummy. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't like the new line right here. Which line is this? 9:46. Oh, I guess my names are too like verbose. So yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Did I select everything? No, I didn't select everything. What didn't I select? This thing. There's something else as well. Oh, this thing. Alright, what is the commit name? This is, okay, so this is the one thing I wouldn't complain about, like, anyone using AI. I already have the stairs there. When did I make that? Here? Oh, I just added it without... Oh yeah, that was the one troll commit. Right, oh, I just realized, vertical rotation could also be, like, not just flipping. Alright? Like, you could have 90-degree rotation, like, to the side. I was thinking some dumb stuff earlier. Okay, yeah. Yep. I'm gonna write that down. Yep. Yeah, I do want to, like, have vertical slabs and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, because I was earlier thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna do that, but yeah. It's just like rotations on 2 axes. Horizontal, vertical. I don't think I'm gonna have a third rotation axis. I don't think that makes sense. But anyway. This is here, this is here. That seems fine. Yep. That's good. I am just gonna check who we are rating. Nova Liminal is online. Let's go. I do want to say, like, sometimes when you enter a chat and you go all caps, I'm like a bit, like, how would I say, like, secondhand embarrassed, but people don't seem to mind it. But I don't know. I feel like Nova might be like a bit more low key chill. Well, you'll see. I'm not in charge of you. But I am saying it might be a different vibe there. So that's all. No, I mean it's fine to be a silent raid, right? I don't mind that. Yeah, just don't troll too much. That's all. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one. Have a good night. See you later. Mew.